Okay. Here we have page 26. Exercise 39. Models. Replace each of the passages underlined by the appropriate modal auxiliary plus lexical verb. Okay, number one. What can we use instead of
Doctor, we want to talk to you about the quiz first, if that's okay.
شو مال الكويز؟
بعض الأسئلة كانوا بيحتملوا أكثر من إجابة، يعني مثلا لما سألتنا عن made، عن الverb made، هو ممكن يكون أكثر من شغلة، ممكن يكون dynamic، extensive، transitive، وكمان هي هو
بنسأل عنه بالجملة، بنسأل عنه بالجملة مش خارج الجملة. عرفتي؟ شو وظيفته بالجملة؟ ما أنا جايب لكم جمل، أنا بدي وظيفته خارج الجملة مش من السياق العام. عرفتي؟ مثلا made me هاي بكون أنا made diatransitive. ممكن يكون دايناميك. عرفتي؟
ما هو أنا جاوبت دايناميك طلع غلط.
بس احنا ما لناش علاقة بالداخل شو اسمه خارج النص، احنا داخل الجملة. عرفتي؟ يعني شو وظيفته؟ الفير باي بالجملة هاي بس، يعني ما جبناش بشكل عام. عرفتي يا عبير؟
للأسف دكتور راح علي كتير علامات بسبب الموضوع. كمان سألتنا أنت عن الفريزز، كان في جمل وأنا كنت عارفة الجواب، بعرف إنه مثلا هاي الجملة non finite، بعرف إنه هاي الجملة finite clause، بس أنا كنت أجاوب على أساس إنه هاي subject ولا هاي indirect object.
لا أنا
للأسف
سؤالي كان عن نفس الجملة مش بخارج الجملة. يعني ممكن أعطيه مثلا غير دايناميك اكستنسيف صح، بس بدي الجملة، بديش خارج الجملة. عرفتي؟ فلذلك ما جبتكوش بشكل عام، أنا جبت لكم جمل وقلت لكم شو مثلا الاندرلايند ويرد أو فريز، شو الفانكشن تبعها بس. انتم صار عندكم سوء فهم
بالضبط. مش بس أنا، أغلبنا صار عندنا نفس الشيء، يعني إحنا فاهمين المادة وعارفين الأجوبة وممكن نحلهم حاليا، بس للأسف ما كنا عارفين بالضبط إيش بدك فخربطنا. يعني
مو يا عبير أنا حاط جمل، لو مش حاط جمل معك حق تقدر تحط أي شغلة. عرفتي؟ بس أنا حاط
عارفة
جمل
دكتور، بس هاي أول مرة يعني نمتحن إملأ الفراغ، فكان إشي غريب
بس
يعني.
أنا بسأل مثلا الفعل ميت شو ماخذ توجد شو بكون دايترانسيتيف، برضه هيك بتكون ايش بكون اكستنسيف، بكون دايناميك.
ودايناميك كمان صح.
بس ما لناش علاقه احنا بالعناوين اللي خارج الجمله. عرفتي؟ انا لو حطيت الاجابات من ضمن الجمله، فلهذا السبب اي شيء تحطيه من برا ما بيكون غلط. عرفتي؟ مش مشكله، احنا بنراعيكم فيها، مش مشكله يعني. اوكي.
طب دكتور ما بدك تعيد الامتحان، ما بدك تعيد الكويز؟
والله عادته مش سهله عادته. عرفت يعني ما فيش وقت ايضا.
طب دكتور يعني على الاقل بنكون عارفين يعني.
لا مو انا يعني انا موضح جاب لكم جمل.
لو دكتور كمان عشان الرموز انت لازم بدك فينا نكتب رموز، بس احنا كتبنا يعني الكلمات كامله يعني زي سبجكت.
لا مش مشكله، انا راجعت كل الاسئله عندي. عرفتي؟ اللي حاط رمز حطيت له صح، واللي حاط الكلمه حطيت له صح. فهمت علي؟ يعني مش اللي حاط رمز وما حطيته مش، لا راجعت كل الامتحان للطلاب كلكم انتم، وشفت اللي حاط مثلا اس او حطيت له صح، حاط سبجكتيف كومبلمنت حطيت له صح. عرفتي؟ بس في ناس كاتبين اوبجكت شو اوبجكت؟ لا حاطين لا دايركت ولا اندايركت، هيك الحل غلط اصلا.
هو دكتور انت كمان مش محدد يعني.
لا
يعني الاجابات كانت
حط مثلا he told me، حطيت me معناته اندايركت اوبجكت. لما يكون عندها اندايركت معناته الجمله بيكون دايركت. عرفتي؟ فانتوا عندكم يعني صار يعني عممتوا تعميم، حطيتوا التعميم مع كل الاسئله، وانا حطيت جمل خصوصي، حطيت الاندرلاين. عرفتي؟ كله اندرلاين، يكون اندرلاين فيرب او كلوز او فريز، فانا بدي ضمن الجمله مش خارج الجمله. عرفتوا؟ لا ان شاء الله انا براعيكم في الامتحان.
طب دكتور لو عملنا برزنتيشن او شرحنا محاضره ممكن تتعدل العلامه؟
لا انا بساعدكم فيها الامتحان، يعني عندكم سوء فهم، فراح ان شاء الله ازيدكم عليه الامتحان. عرفتوا؟
يا ريت دكتور، لانه راح لي 5 علامات بالتمام مع انه انا عارفه كل الاجوبه.
ما قلت لك عندنا سوء فهم للامتحان.
بالضبط.
خلاص ان شاء الله انا بساعدكم يعني.
ماشي، شكرا دكتور.
اوكي نرجع للمدرس. عندنا هنا في عندنا John is capable of typing it very fast. What kind of model we can use to replace اللي هي الاندرلايند ايش؟ الاندرلايند phrase هذا. يعني الموديل بنستخدم محل is capable of typing. طبعا capable of typing is not a model. What can we use instead of it? شو بنقدر نقول؟ جون is ايش؟ او جون مش داخل تحت الخط هذا.
Can type very fast.
مضبوط. يعني نقدر نستخدم الموديل ايش؟ كان. ليش؟ لانه في عندنا ability هون. اللي هو capable of. فبتكون ability. بنقول جون ايش؟ can type very fast. Number 2. I know how to answer this question. What kind of model we use here?
برضو can. I can answer this question now.
I yes.
Can
answer this question. طبعا نحط موديل مع ايش؟ مع اللكسيكال فيرب اللي هو ايش؟ answer can وانسر. Okay. The next one. I was
never able to understand a word he said. I couldn't understand.
مظبوط. إذا I couldn't ايش؟ understand a word. أو نقدر نقول ايش كمان؟ I could never understand. مرة نقدر نستخدم I could never understand أو I couldn't understand a word. Next one. Was able to solve the problem.
Could solve. No one could solve the problem.
Could solve this problem. No one could solve this problem. The next one.
It is just possible that what you say is true. Might be, but we have to say what you say might be true.
مظبوط. إذن what you say might be true. What you say might be true. Next.
Okay. I suggest I open the window. Shall I open the window?
مظبوط. Shall I? أو نقدر نستخدم can I? Shall I or can I open the window? بصير هون ايش؟ Question. Next.
If you are willing to come with us, if you will come with us, we shall be delighted.
Yes, if you will come with us, we shall be delighted. Next.
I don't think we changed this one. Would you like to have a seat?
أو ممكن نقول would you have a seat?
Yeah, would you have a seat?
Would you have a seat? Yes. Next. Someone keeps putting. What can we use here? someone ايش نقول نقرأ someone will put his coat in my bag. Someone will put. This one.
Okay, grandfather has got into the habit of sitting looking at this view all day long. Grandfather will sit.
Will sit, yes. My grandfather will sit. Looking at this view all day long. Okay, next.
I had a habit of hitting the wrong key. Would hit. I would hit the wrong key.
I would hit, yes, the wrong key for the typewriter. The next one.
Grandfather had got into the habit of sitting in that chair for hours. Grandfather would sit
مظبوط.
in that chair for hours.
Would sit in that chair for hours. Next. I advise you to read. What kind of model we use with advice?
You should.
You should, yes. Then you should read this book. The next one, it's obligatory.
Must.
شو بنقول إذا؟ You, yes.
You must read it.
You must read it, yes. يعني you are prohibited from smoking.
You mustn't.
مظبوط. You mustn't إيش؟ Smoke.
Smoke, yes.
You mustn't smoke, yes. The next one. Are you able to do?
Could you?
Could you
do?
Oh,
without
can
help.
you do?
Yes.
كان في ability then. Can you do this without help? The next one.
Is it advisable for us to wait? Should we wait?
مظبوط. Should we wait? Yes. Should we wait? The next one. Not compulsory. إنه compulsory يقول لك must و have to. طيب not compulsory.
Shouldn't maybe.
لا في عندنا نقول we don't have to.
Yes, we don't have to.
Have to wait. We don't have to wait. هنا don't have to معناته ايش؟ Not compulsory. Not compulsory. Next one. Presumably is.
Will be.
إذا نقول إيش that will be the house we are looking for. That will be the house we are looking for. The next one. I'm quite sure that it is the one.
That must be the one.
مظبوط. إذا نسي هنا that must be the one. Yes. That must be the one. لأنه استخدمنا we use models مع ال lexical verbs instead of what of the underlined phrases here in this sentence. Any question about this exercise? Any question? إذا استخدمنا هنا في عندنا ability، استخدمنا possibility، استخدمنا obligatory. Okay. برضو عندنا advice، we use advice. كمان not compulsory. Okay. Now exercise 40. Rewrite the following as past report speech, beginning each sentence with I said that. نستخدم report speech. Number 1.
I said that John could type fast, could type very fast.
Then I said that John could type fast. Sorry, very fast. And we change it, can, could. Okay. Next. Next.
I said that you could go if you want to, or if you wanted to. Because it's,
you
it's
could
fast.
go if you wanted to.
Yes.
You could go if you wanted to. Next.
I said I might be late home.
I might be late, yes. Next.
Okay. I said, if you will come with us, we shall be delighted. I said that if you would come with us, we should be delighted.
Good. Even if you would come with us, we should be delighted. Yes. Next.
I said that someone would keep putting his coat on my peg.
Okay, I said someone would keep putting his coat on my peg. Next.
Can we say, like, I said that you should read this book? Read this book.
Yes, you should read this book. ممكن تستخدم you should have read this book. Okay, you should read or you should have. Next.
I said that everyone must read it, or we can say everyone had to read it.
مظبوط. Everyone had to read it. Yes. Next.
We needn't attend that lecture. I said that we didn't need to attend that lecture.
Yes, ممكن نقول we didn't need أو we needn't attend that. يعني في عندنا two ways. Okay. Next.
Okay.
That house will be the one we are looking for. I said that that house would be
The one
would be the one we were looking for.
we were, yes,
looking
we were
for.
looking for, yes. Next.
That must be the one. I said that that must have been the one.
مظبوط. ممكن نقول that must be the one or that must have been the one. That must have been the one. Okay, good. Any question about the report speech? حد something report speech? Even when we change it to reported, we change the verbs into past. Okay, fine. Exercise 41. Imagine that today in each of the following sentences is changed to yesterday and give the form of the model that would be then required. Note that action unfulfilled and unfulfilled is implied in sentence 2, 5, 6, and 7. إذا فعلنا هنا today بعدين we change it into yesterday. Now what do we see in this one? Yesterday.
You could pronounce
Yes.
this word perfectly.
مظبوط, you could. إذا yesterday you could pronounce this word perfectly today. Next.
You may stay at home today. Yesterday, you could have stayed at home.
Yes, you could have stayed. إذا نستخدم could with have and past participle. You could have stayed home yesterday. Yes. Next.
Yesterday, the minister had to speak on that subject.
Yes. Even yesterday, the minister had to speak on that subject. Next. Number 4.
No one dared go out into the streets today. Yesterday, no one dared
مظبوط. إذا
to
no
go
one
out.
dared go out into the street today. Sorry, yesterday. No one dared go out into the streets yesterday. Yes. Next.
I can let you have the money today if you want it. I could have let you have the money yesterday.
If you.
But there could have let.
Yes, could have lent. Sorry, could have let. If you what?
If you wanted.
Wanted, yes. No, past on it. Then I could have let you have the money today if you wanted it. Yes. Next.
You should read this book today. You should have read this book yesterday.
Yesterday, yes. Next.
I could go with you today. I could have gone with you yesterday.
Okay, yeah. And then I could have gone with you yesterday. Yes. Next.
It must be very hot in town today. It must have been hot in town yesterday.
Then it must it must have been very hot in town yesterday. Yes. Next.
There might be too much traffic on the roads today. There might have been too much traffic on the roads yesterday.
Yes, then there might have been too much traffic on the roads yesterday. Next.
He will do anything for me today. He would do anything for me
He
yesterday.
would, yes, he would. Good. Any question about exercise 41? Any question? Okay. Now we'll move to exercise 42. Indicate which of the model auxiliaries could replace the one underlined without change of meaning. If no replacement is possible, write none. If the model can be omitted, write 0. Okay. Now. And the first one. What can we replace? This model can.
We can replace it with could or may.
Yes, إذا نقدر نقول إيه؟
Could I borrow your pen?
or
May I?
may I borrow? Or we say might.
Might?
Yes, might I or may or could. Next.
I may be late home tonight. I might be late home tonight.
أو
I could be late
إذا
tonight.
نقدر نقول I might or I could be late home tonight. Next.
I could never play the banjo probably. ممكن نحط بدالها can.
يعني could. وطبعا could زي past ability. Okay. So this sentence is
None.
none. يعني we cannot use a model here. So this sentence doesn't change. Next. What model can we use here?
Could.
We
could go to the
we
concert
could
if there's
go
time.
to the concert if there is time. Next.
We shall let you know our decision soon. We will let
We
you.
will, yes. We will let you know. Yes.
The vendor shall maintain the equipment in good repair. Must.
Must. نقول the vendor must maintain.
Must. Yes.
يعني
Can
shall
we
لها
say
two
have to?
shall هنا لها two meanings. ممكن will and إيش must. Okay. The obligation فيها إيش؟ Next one.
Shall I come with you? ممكن أحكي may I come with you.
May I come with you?
Huh?
Shall I come with you? One may doesn't mean shall here. May doesn't mean shall. Then we can say no change here. None. Okay. The next
Okay.
one.
Will you have a piece of cake? Would you have a piece of
Yes.
cake?
Would you have this? Next.
Would you mind shutting the door? None. We cannot replace
None.
it.
Yes, we cannot replace. Yes. The next one. We should do. What can we use here?
Must.
ممكن ما تكونش must يعني شرط تكون فيها must. We should do.
Maybe we can say ought to.
Ought to. Advice تكون advice. Yes, yes. You ought to do as he says. Then you should do ought to you advice. Yes. The next one.
It is odd that you should say that. None.
Can we use here? It is odd that you would say you say that. Can you use would here?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes, we
Yeah.
can.
The next one.
We should love to go abroad. We would love to go abroad.
Yes. We would love to go abroad. Yes. بالنسبة ل 11 it is odd that you should say that. هنا no change here. None. Number 11. Okay. Yes. The next one.
If you should change your mind, please let us know. هنا بنحذفها. نحذف الموديل. يعني
Yes.
بتصير if you change your mind.
Yes. Then we use what? If you change. Then we delete the model here. If you change your mind. There's the next one.
If you would change this book, I should be very grateful. Would, will, I mean, if you will change this book.
If you will change it, yes. I should be grateful. Any question about models here? Number 15 here. Yeah.
If there were a fire, I know what I should do. You can place it with must.
What I must do, yes.
But I'm not sure what I would do or what I could do.
But I'm not sure what I could do. Yes. Next.
You ought to see him act. You should
Yes.
see him act.
You should see him act. Next.
There may have been an accident. There might have been an accident.
Or could have been an accident. Yes.
Could.
Might. Or could. The last one.
You must be more careful. You had to be.
You have to be more careful. Yes. Okay. Any question about this exercise? Right. Exercise 43. Each of the following is ambiguous by itself. Paraphrase each sentence in two different ways so as to show the difference in possible interpretation. Then كل sentence هنا is ambiguous. يعني ambiguous. It has two meanings. Number one مثلا Henry can drive my car now. شو the two meanings of the sentence? What are the two meanings?
He's able to drive
my
my car.
أو هاي first meaning. The second meaning.
He's allowed to drive my
He's
car.
allowed. He's allowed. He's allowed to drive my car. Number one. Two. Anyone can make mistakes. Anyone can make mistakes. Show me the number one.
Is able to make
Is
mistakes.
able. The second meaning. May make mistakes. Then is able or may make. Then ability في عندنا possibility. The next one. You could go to the hospital. So you could go to the theater. What's the meaning here?
We were able to go to
You
the
were
theater.
able to go to the theater. The second meaning.
Possibility.
Yes.
Perhaps we can go to the theater.
Yes. Possibility. Yes. We can go to the theater. Next. We will be out late this evening. برضه له two meanings. الأول.
Perhaps you will be out late this evening.
You will be. Second meaning.
You're allowed to be.
You are allowed. Yes, you are allowed to be. Yes. The next one. I should be pleased.
I would be pleased.
I would
to
be
see him.
pleased. The second meaning. I ought to be pleased. I ought to be pleased. Next. They should be home. They should be home now. They
Ought to be home now.
They ought to be home now. Second meaning.
They are probably at home now. Yes.
Yes. Yes, they are probably at home now. Yes. They are probably at home now. Next. You will sit there.
Must.
You must sit there, or
you're going to sit there.
You are going or will be going to sit there. Yes. Next. You must be very quick.
You have to be very quick.
You have to be very quick. Oh, it is obliged. Or you are obliged to be quick. The next one, the guest will have arrived. You know, the guest actually arrived at this time, or by this time. Now we can say the guest may have arrived at this time, okay? Or perhaps they have arrived at this time. The last one, shall we see him this evening?
Will we?
Will we, yes. Will we be seeing him this evening? The second meaning,
It's
I
a
suggest we see
suggestion.
him.
Yes.
I
That we.
suggest we see him. Yes. In other sentences, is ambiguous. يعني كل sentence has two meanings. Yes. Now the last exercise here, 44. Give a response one of the following models to each of the stimuli given. مثلا I'm not listening. شو بنقول هنا؟ Then you should be listening. طبعا هنا progressive للإضافة progressive. I think I lost it. I think yes you must have lost it. Okay. وفعنا past. I didn't hear it, but you should have heard it. You were dreaming. I must have been dreaming. Okay. Number one. Number one.
He is
probably
probably
yes.
coming. Yes, he may be coming.
Then yes, he may be coming. Yes. Number two. You didn't remember it? No.
I couldn't remember it.
Yes. نقول هنا I couldn't have remembered it. I couldn't have remembered it. Next one. فنحن نزلنا 1 3 5 لازم تكون 1 2 3 4. فشوفتوا هنا
He has probably arrived. Yes, he may have arrived.
he may have arrived. مظبوط. Yes. Number 4.
You have been mistaken. Yes, I may have been mistaken.
مظبوط. I may have been mistaken. Yes. Number 5.
Perhaps he was asleep. He might have been asleep.
مظبوط. He might have been asleep. Yes. Number 6.
Perhaps he was only dozing. Yes, he must have been dozing.
He must have been dozing.
Past continuous.
Yes, must have been dozing. Next. I wasn't attending. Yes, so Sirona. Then
You ought to have been attending.
مظبوط. إذا you ought to have been attending. نحافظ على نفس الشكل الجملة without changing them. The next one. I haven't finished.
You ought to have finished.
You ought to have finished. مظبوط. You ought to have finished. The next one.
He was smoking. Ought not to. Then he ought not to have been smoking.
مظبوط. إذا then he ought not to have been smoking. Number 10.
He didn't see the notice. He should have seen it.
He should have seen it. Yes. The next one.
I accept he is there by now. Yes, he will be there by now.
He will be there by now. Yes. The next one. He's got there by now.
He will have got there.
He will have got. He will have got by this. By now. The next one. They were probably having dinner. نقول ايش they? They were.
They would have been.
مظبوط. They would have
been having.
Yes, they would have been having. They would be. They would be having. Yes. Oh, they would have been having. The next one.
They didn't hear me. Could. No, they couldn't have heard me.
مظبوط. They couldn't have heard me. The next one.
I think you were mistaken. I might have been mistaken.
Yes, I might have been mistaken. The last one.
You were mistaken. No, I can't have been mistaken.
I can't have been mistaken. No. Then this is the end of Unit 3. Next time we start with Unit 4. Okay. Any question about this so far? Any question? If you don't have any questions, so we stop actually and continue next class.